While they love to tout themselves as champions of freedom of speech, the Republican Party is completely anti-First Amendment. It's their favorite thing to attack the freedom of speech, and not in a cancel culture kind of way, although they do that too, but in a much more insidious and awful way of legally and using the government to do so. They love attacking it at a fundamental level, like saying they're going to arrest people for burning the American flag. You might like that, but that's under the First Amendment. They like suing news agencies for saying things they don't like, not even things that are false or defamatory, because it doesn't even have to be about them. Trump sued ABC for something they said about Kamala, refusing access to news agency. Freedom of the press, that's it. That's the biggest part of the First Amendment. Kicking out the AP because you didn't like what they said. That is a fundamental. The president, even though it's decided that the press gets to decide who gets to go into the Oval Office, unilaterally deciding that they can't go anymore, I can't think of a more egregious violation of the First Amendment. J.D. Vance went over to Europe and lectured the European politicians about how they need to open up their freedom of speech and allow more speech. And then when he comes back, people are protesting him, and then he's making up lies and defaming them and saying that they really shouldn't be protesting me on vacation. And now they found a new, even more awful way, deporting legal residents for their speech. They've broken no laws, they're here legally, they have jobs, and they're deporting people because they're protesting things they don't think they should protest. If they can do it to them, their legal residents, they'll try to do it to you. So next time a Republican says, man, I like Donald Trump because he's a big freedom of speech guy. No, he isn't. You just like that he called some people names, and that makes you feel good inside. You don't give a shit about freedom of speech, and you never did.